The Canadian dollar, also called as loonie, is going up in value recently. Does that mean Canadians are getting richer because our currency has appreciated? The answer to this question is more complicated than a simple yes and no. As in today's interconnected financial world, soaring currency has its good or bad points. Also, there can be many reasons behind it, which can be local or global. In this video, I'm going to share my perspective about the reason why Canadian loonie is soaring in price, ranging from Bank of Canada's hawkish stance on interest rate, increase in economic activity post-COVID vaccine, uptick in the commodity markets, how people are affected by it, how you can take advantage of it, etc., to just name a few. In this video, I will try to throw some light on the topic why loonie is soaring. Hi, my name is Sunny and welcome to my channel Sunny Snippets. Here I try to make videos that affect a common man financially. If you are new to this channel, please smash that like button as that will help me with the YouTube algorithm and it will be highly appreciated. Please feel free to write in the comment section after watching this video as it will help me improve my content and your feedback is very important to me. The Canadian dollar, also called as loonie, has been trading above 83 cents to US dollar in recent days, which is its highest level since 2015. Canada is a very big country geographically. By sheer size, it is the second largest country in the world with 3.8 million square miles. In simple terms, it is about 40 times larger than the size of United Kingdom, which is a huge landmass. It is blessed with huge number of basic natural resources like uranium, nickel, iron ore, gold, petroleum, potash, lumber, etc. The country being so huge and its population is only concentrated on handful of cities, as a result of it, major part of it is still being explored. It might come as a surprise to many that Canada is among the top 10 oil producers in the world. As an example, Alberta has got huge oil deposits in the form of oil sands which may not be very eco-friendly to extract, but nevertheless they are huge by any stretch of imagination. As the present world is heavily dependent on oil for its existence and development, the need of oil is going nowhere in the distant future, thus cementing Canada's ability to export oil. Most of the world's potash comes from Canada, which is mainly used in fertilizers, and it produces about one-third of the world's potash produced in 2019. Similarly, other basic natural resources that I have mentioned earlier are the bedrock of modern society, which Canada has an abundance of. According to CDC's advisory as of May 19, about 37% of US population has been fully vaccinated. Also, about 60% of adults over 18 has got their first jab. Whereas in Canada, about half of the eligible people have got their first dose, while about 10% of the population is being fully vaccinated. Europe in terms of vaccination is not far behind, and there is over 80% of vaccination in the United Kingdom. When COVID hit the world in early 2020, the governments all around the world put strict lockdowns to reduce transmission of this deadly virus. Since large population in the Western world has been vaccinated while the remaining ones are being done at a very rapid pace, so there are early signs in the post-COVID world where the economic activity has started to increase. I understand that we are not out of woods as yet as far as COVID is concerned. But definitely there is some uptick in the demand for basic raw materials, which is a very encouraging sign for the world economy. Now, Canada, being a resource-rich country, is in the forefront where it can capitalize on this growing demand for resources. In simple terms, there are parts of the world which are trying to reduce lockdowns as vaccines are being done at a very rapid pace, resulting in the economic activity, thus increasing the demand for basic raw materials. Canada, being a resource-rich country, it is in a position to fulfill that demand by exporting. As a result, its currency, the Canadian dollar, or loonie as we call it, is appreciating. The Canadian dollar has historically correlated with the price of oil, while the demand for copper is largely what is driving its price in commodity space. According to Bank of Canada, the commodity price index has increased by 150% from its low of 2020. It is about 10% higher than what it was at its peak in 2018. The Canadian dollar is linked to iron and copper historically, but in the world of economics, it is very complicated and there are no simple and single answers in it. With this increasing demand for basic raw materials and oil, Canada is forecasting stronger GDP numbers along with increase in inflation. Inflation is a big monster that no central bank wants that to go out of control. As a result of that, Bank of Canada is signaling that it plans to increase interest rates closer to second half of 2022 rather than 2023 as was initially planned. On the other hand, the US Fed is taking a wait and watch approach as far as inflation in the US is concerned. So historically, there are only few times Bank of Canada and the US Fed has taken diverging views on the increase of interest rates. Or you can say that maybe Canada is the only major economy in the Western world whose central bank is taking such a hawkish position as far as interest rates are concerned. In my humble opinion, this is one of the major contributing factors why Canadian dollar, or as we call it loonie, has been trading above 83 cents to US dollar now, its highest level since 2015. Whenever the country's currency appreciates, not everybody is affected the same. Some are at an advantage while the others feel the heat. This increase in value of Canadian dollar as compared to other major currencies has increased the purchasing power of Canadian consumer who is buying things that are imported. While on the other hand, the same appreciating Canadian dollar will make countries' exports expensive, thus making them uncompetitive in the world markets. So according to experts, there has to be a balance between the import and export in a country. Often an appreciating currency is not a very good thing for economy. Right now, 83 cents to a US dollar, the Canadian dollar is getting expensive and historically it has never stayed at this high level for a very long time. So while it stays expensive as compared to its big brother, the US dollar, there are some simple as well as complex strategies that you can employ to take advantage of this position where the loonie is today. But all depends on your risk tolerance. As an example, if you have a brokerage account where you have access to Canadian and US assets, maybe this is the time to transfer some of your money from Canadian into US dollars since you can get more for your buck right now. You can transfer that money back into Canadian dollars when the loonie falls back again to normal value in due course of time. That way you can take advantage of this sort of exchange rate arbitrage. Another school of thought is a stronger loonie means general weakness in the US dollar, which can be beneficial for US companies that generate large portion of their revenues abroad. So even if you will lose in Canada-US exchange rate where loonie increases in value, the US companies could see their earnings and share price rise, offsetting all or part of the damage. For a simple Canadian going south of the border to do shopping, it's a good news as its Canadian dollar can buy more in US, but maybe his employer will face some problems when he is trying to export his products south of the border where he might be employed. As a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Please consult one before investing as I'm just a common Joe on YouTube making some random videos. This is my take on the topic, why loonie is soaring. If you like the content that I make, please help me and my channel by liking, sharing and subscribing to it. Please feel free to write in the comment section about the topic I have touched base on today, and I would urge you to write if you want me to make videos about any specific topic. Thanks for watching. See you next time in next video on your own channel, Sunny Snippets.